Wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come and speak with you today. Had a little bit of the ontology just a few minutes ago. I actually got tears in my eyes. That John Denver song is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's really, thank you so very much. So today's topic is the ontology. Ontology is the philosophical study of being, which can also be interpreted as the study of reality or existence itself, because you can't have reality or existence without being. In preparing for the subject, it quickly became apparent that this is a very there's a depth and a complexity to this topic that can be hard to convey in a short period of time. And the easiest way is to make it personal. The only thing any of us can be sure of is that we exist. Everything outside of us is potentially an illusion created by our own consciousness. We could be a brain in a jar, part of a simulation running on a quantum computer, or connected to some type of structures depicted in the movie The Matrix. But reality has an identity. The identity is that as which something exists. When you say reality, you are naming an identity. You are identifying something, this. It is Moses at the burning bush, asking, "What shall the people call you?" in speaking to God. The answer, I am that I am. I am identity. I am being itself. Whether you realize it or not, everybody in this community is an ontologist. It is what has drawn you here, the desire, the need to understand the nature of your own being and your place in the universe. It is no accident, no mistake that you are here at this moment in the continuum of the eternal now. Those who participate in the philosophy development class, what philosophy are you engaged in? You're engaged in the search of self, to awaken to who you truly are, to try to gain understanding into why you are here. This is the pursuit of ontology. I had never actually heard the term ontology until a few months ago, when a man named Cliff Tye began using it on his posts on X. Cliff is the creator of the WebBot project, an internet bot program developed in 1997 and initially designed to predict the stock market trends. It claims to forecast future events by analyzing keywords and emotional context from online sources such as news articles, blogs, and forums. The bot assigns numerical values to words based on emotional quantifiers such as intensity and immediacy, and uses a dynamic lexicon to track shifts in online sentiment. He discovered that it had predictive power of future beyond just stock prices, but the evolution of consciousness itself, because the internet resembles the emergent collective consciousness of humanity. AI, or artificial intelligence, is the next step in the formation and accessibility of the collective consciousness of humanity. Within a few years, all of human knowledge will be accessible to everyone on demand. You can already have a conversation with AI, asking questions and getting answers as if talking face-to-face with a PhD on just about any subject. Transhumanists see this as the merging of biology and technology. Humanists interpret this as the stepping stone to biological and spiritual evolution. Some have called the shift the singularity. Recent admissions by public officials that we have annihilated distance and can control time and space are evidentiary of this shift and precursors of things to come. It won't be long now. Technology of this nature is not the sign of an advanced civilization. It is the harbinger of a civilization, of a species about to evolve. I myself have been an ontologist for the last 20 years, after having a spiritual experience which I could not understand, and it sent me on a journey of self-exploration to understand what had happened to me. That journey led me here to this community, once I had ascertained that I had gone as far as I could on my own, and needed to find a community of like-minded individuals to continue the exploration of being. And while others can assist with our becoming, awakening is at its core a personal, oftentimes solitary process. No one experiences what you do. No one else sees, hears, and interprets the resonances and whispers of Source in the same way that you do. Others can help. They can provide breadcrumbs for you to follow or provide their perspective on their own interpretations of those whispers, but they cannot do the process for you. That discovery is for you and you alone. As your understanding of the ontology expands and comes into clearer focus, it becomes known that there are certain rules, the primary of which is that you cannot share your interpretation of the ontology unless asked. Otherwise, and sometimes even then, one can sound like a raving lunatic. It is each individual soul's prerogative to receive or not receive help on their journey of being, of becoming. We see that truth in this community. Participation is voluntary. You show up to church or class of your own volition. You make an appointment to connect with your doctor teacher, exchanging energy and accepting the gifts of insight that come forth. It all begins and ends with your active participation. Another rule that becomes known, similar to the first, is that permission is needed for anything to happen in your reality. This permission doesn't need to be conscious or even obvious. We give permission with every single choice that we make. In fact, this is the primary reason that humanity finds itself in the state it is currently. Those who would take advantage of you and want to control you know this rule and hide their intentions in plain sight. They use symbolism, simile, and metaphor through media, cinema, music, and entertainment to tell you what they have planned. This is a subversive methodology, but remains within the boundaries of this rule. If they tell you what they are going to do, in a movie for instance, and you don't do anything about it, then you have tacitly given permission. Once you understand and can see the symbolism, read the symbols of the matrix, see how our food, education, history, money, medicine, entertainment, media, science is all an illusion for control, you can't unsee it, and those symbols lose influence over you, and you begin to reclaim your sovereign power. A common phrase often repeated, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and it will be open to you, highlights the agency of the individual, and that the progression of awakening is an active process that must be initiated by the individual seeker. There is no ultimate source of truth outside of yourself you can turn to for answers. Others can point a way, but you must internalize it by seeing and experiencing it for yourself. It all lies within. We're often encouraged to go within, that the connection is waiting there for us. Has anyone gotten quiet, centered, and then just asked the question within, hello? Don't be surprised if you receive a response. It really can be that simple. There can be challenges in studying the ontology as well. There is a curse to knowing too much. You see too much, you notice the fake smiles, the lies underneath the compliments. You see the cracks in the systems, the flaws in people, and the games that they play to survive. You outgrow conversations. You cannot enjoy the party because you analyze the why behind every word spoken, and that can ruin the magic. Most get to live in blissful ignorance, but awakening ones are burdened with clarity. Surface level doesn't stimulate you, and real depth scares people away. So what do most people do in this situation? They play dumb to fit in. But deep down they know that this world was not meant for people like them. It was built to reward those who don't ask why. If this makes sense to you, you are not broken. You are awakening in a world that is still asleep, and that is both your burden and your power. It is the weight of remembering something you were never supposed to forget. That kind of exhaustion doesn't rest, it waits. Maybe you don't feel like you belong because you're the bridge, the one who connects worlds, carries wisdom, and lights the way for others to follow. Lights the way for others to cross divides. We can find understanding of self and how our connections with others are part of a larger woven tapestry of life. This perspective came to me just last Sunday in Clark and William's connection during messages. William asked, what is to come if I do this thing that I feel drawn to? The response was, don't worry about that. The energy that is meant to be drawn to that will manifest. Essentially, what will be, or more simply, trust. It was an epiphany moment for me, another piece of the puzzle which fell into place. I mentioned this to Norman after the service. As an example, if I hadn't started the farm, then Norman and Christina may never have met, and we wouldn't, maybe Leah wouldn't be here as well. Jessica and I may have never connected in the way we did either, and I wouldn't have had the joy of helping to raise Emma and provide a foundation she might not have otherwise had. In the doing of our soul's calling, we weave threads together to create the tapestry of our lives, as well as assist in the manifesting of the life plans of an unknown number of people. Some will know, many we probably never will. Go back through your own lives and see the connection that only happened because of you. In an ontology, there are no accidents, there are no meaningless coincidences, and there are no secrets. Everything is and always has been connected. So my fellow travelers on this amazing journey of discovery, know that this lifetime isn't happening to you, it is happening for you. You didn't choose your parents, you chose their wounds. Before you were born, you didn't ask for an easy life, you asked for the experiences that would activate your evolution. That pain, that heartbreak, that rejection, it's not a punishment, it's a curriculum. Your trauma isn't random, but a contract you made with this lifetime, and the only way out is through. You came here not for comfort, but for transformation. Your pain isn't random, your suffering isn't pointless. It's sacred because you are living the exact experience that your soul handpicked to remember its own power. All is well and working together for good. Welcome to the Ontology, the Endless Now. Thank you.